Hi friends, in Planet Earth Dating, it's Wednesday, August 19th, 2015. In the Lynn-Body-Mind, we have me, Ra, also Luce and Pan. In the Jamie-Body-Mind, we have Black Wolf, Fritz, and Paul, other teammates and other aspects of the physical dimension, all of us in the physical dimension at some level of size or another, all of us in the subatomic, for the most part, the way you people are thinking of it.
That's true.
There's a lot of sadness present in this body-mind right now. How about in that body-mind?
Yeah, a lot of sadness.
And so that represents something. Our intention, therefore, is to heal the root causes of this sadness and whatever it represents in such a way as to manifest the divine plan right now. In other words, trigger the awakening right now. The data showing that what's required is that we provide a collective restart right now. The data also showing that this pillar is essential to the effort, that without this pillar we will lose this subatomic effort.
That's true.
With that, it begins. We see again how our assignment for these next few days seems to be to put a full court press onto collapsing all the non-physical into one layer.
That's
one
true.
layer of non-physical. We may not have longer in this portal.
That's true.
And we see how we can't, as she puts it, we can't be left unsupervised.
That's true.
When she's working on another project for other aspects of the higher dimensions for 90 minutes, we fall apart
That's true.
in our own commitment to hold to a search for truth lies.
That's true. And we fall back into old prejudices that have been proven wrong so many times that it's crazy to even pretend that they're still valid.
What do I know? I know that changing habits takes a lot of time. And for example, we look at the segregation that's still apparent in our educational systems
That's
here in
true.
the United States right now. Even it was in 1964, I think, is Brown versus the Board of Education, although I could have that date wrong. That's just from memory. And it's been a really long time.
That's
and
true.
we're still having this same argument 60 years later.
That's true.
That's almost a whole lifetime. What's it going to take? And we're being shown oil and vinegar as a salad dressing and how you have to shake them up and then pour it right away because it will separate out right away. The oil will begin to float away from the vinegar. The vinegar will begin to settle away from the oil. And
That's true.
that's how it is with the intersection between the spirit world and the physical dimensions. If you get too many physical bodies present, they will start to relate to each other as physical bodies.
That's true.
If you get too many souls present, they will begin to relate to each other as souls.
Right, that's true.
Ignoring the physical body.
Right, that's true.
What now?
What now? What now?
And this particular portal is so sad because she has known for many years and has accepted for many years that her foundational assignment was to be a working portal from the higher dimensions into the physical dimension.
That's true.
She's had that assignment on her desktop of her computer for I don't know how many years, but really a lot of
true.
years. What now? To heal the root causes of this sadness and whatever it represents in such a way as to align all aspects of Team Takedown with our own soul plans, trigger the awakening, provide a collective restart. I see a rubber stopper in an old-fashioned bathtub.
I see that.
And the need to pull it up and let this dirty water out. Let out the dirty water.
That's true. Months ago, maybe almost a year ago now, around the time that the prayer of the pure child was sent the first time, when we were just blasting through layers looking for somebody who would press what we later knew to be called a takedown button, we saw this bathtub before.
Yeah.
And there was somebody in it, and it was either an old woman or an old man, and the person pulled the stopper and walked down the hall We've seen this bathtub before.
You're right.
This is that bathtub.
Well, let's pull the stopper.
Pull the stopper.
The thought occurs, an old saying, don't pour the baby out with the bath water. Maybe we're letting the bath water out, the dirty bath water out, and we'll see what this baby actually is.
That's true.
And I have the story that the baby is about the non-physical.
That's true. That's my story. And I hear the glug, glug, glug of water going down the drain.
I do too, and I realized that sometime recently there was a question of what were we more like, a baby or an Alzheimer's patient?
That's
Either
true.
way, we're losing focus, wandering away, falling down.
That's true.
We, the spirit world presences.
Thank you. That's true. And there's dirt, grit at the bottom of the bathtub.
Yes.
It's yucky. This was dirty water.
Yes.
And it's cold in this bathroom. Wasn't there one of the options to condense is to change the temperature?
Yes. It's at the intersection between warm air and cold air, or warm mass of presence and cold mass of presence that condensate forms.
That's true.
It won't condense if it's only cold. It won't condense if there's only warmth. It's where cold meets warmth that condensation occurs. Well, here we are at a portal, cold meeting warmth, whatever that represents. Two different layers, vinegar and oil meeting.
Two states of being.
Two states of being. What now? What do I know? I know it's a lot easier to get vinegar off of something than to get oil off of something in a cleansing process.
That's true.
And vinegar is even used as a cleanser, whereas oil is pretty much not used as a cleanser. Oil is a problem to be removed in cleansing.
That's true.
Oil is what floats. That would seem to indicate it's the metaphor for the non-physical.
That's true. And people talk all the time about how the physical dimension stinks. Vinegar has a very strong smell.
Good point. I, Luce, am confused by all this, but I know that I can tune to truth.
That's true.
And I, Pan, am confused by all this, but I know that I can correct errors.
I, Black Wolf, am confused by all this, but I know that I can hold a perimeter. I, Fritz, am confused by all this, but I know that I can carry up boxes of lies. Up the stairs as high as I can get up the stairs.
I, Ra, am confused by all this, and I think it's time that I too start to just carry up boxes of lies.
I, Paul, am confused by all this, but I know that what is needed for me right now is to carry up boxes of lies.
I'm walking down the stairs in order to get down to the basement so that I can start carting up the lies, and I'm stepping over skeletons on the stairs. What do I know? I know that no one else is going to keep this pillar clean but us. There isn't another cleaning crew.
That's true.
We are the crew, and that the poor body minds have been saying over and over again. The equivalent of a Mardi Gras parade runs through her every single day. Every single day.
That's true.
Every single day.
That's true.
And that there isn't anyone cleaning it if we, the souls, aren't cleaning it. Houses can't clean themselves. Energy work is for us to do.
That's true. And
these skeletons are for us to cart out of here. It's crazy for us to pretend that someone else is going to clean this.
That's true, and step over them to pick up boxes.
You know what this might be?
What?
You know how yesterday we let Charles in and he was just saying such crazy... Well, what he was saying was the party line that we all learned as babies of souls, which is that the physical bodies are the problem and we, the souls, are the solution.
That's true.
And why in the world we let Charles speak more than about 10 seconds is beyond me.
That's true.
And maybe we murdered truths. Maybe these skeletons are truths that were murdered in that conversation yesterday.
That could be.
Let's see if we can correct the errors and bring them back to life.
Yes.
And it's not just truths. So some of them are truths.
Yes.
It's not just truths. Some of them are hopes.
That's true.
This poor body-mind was getting hopeful again that maybe there would be a way to work with us. And then we
That's true.
pulled that stunt.
That's true.
And she said, no, I knew it. I knew it.
That's true.
Let's see if we can bring these hopes back to
life.
life.
Bring them back to life.
Well, they were killed by lies,
That's
and so we
true.
need to get more truth flowing through here.
That's true. Shrink in, stretch longer,
That
deeper.
helps.
Screwing on a fire hose of truth at the base of the pillar and turning it on.
Wow, it's so much harder to do that. I
True.
see how I've been using the energy of the body-mind to do these things, not my own energy.
That's true.
And not ambient energy, and then I wonder why the body gets exhausted, and I just bail when the body gets exhausted, which
That's
is really
true.
disgusting.
It's the opposite of my job.
It's the opposite of my job.
That's true. Clearing the prejudice for myself, for all the 1,500 that allowed these truths to be murdered in the first place. The prejudice I clung to kill the truth.
Good point.
I can let it go.
Clearing
I can pull
this
it
for
out.
all of us 1,500
All of us
who have
1,500.
re-engaged in the cycles of reincarnation to some degree or another, and are discovering that we are to a soul body snatchers.
That's true.
We can pretend that we aren't, because we aren't body snatching for personal pleasure as the classic body snatcher does.
That's
But
true.
that doesn't change the reality if we aren't aware of the soul contract of the body,
That's true.
aware of, educated on the ambient error patterns of the body, and working to heal them.
That's
If
true.
we aren't educated on the ambient challenge patterns of the life and working to heal them,
That's true.
then we are body snatching. That is the definition. It's a definition.
That's true.
I'd say one of the ambient life challenges of this particular body-mind is having to deal with the prejudices of the spirit world.
That's true.
Think about it. If you have the job to be the working portal between dimensions, it's unlikely that all the problems would come from the physical dimension side of the equation.
That's true.
And I've been conveniently ignoring them, the side of the equation that comes from the spirit world. I see how I've been aware of and focusing on the ambient challenges that the physical dimension presents to this life.
That's true.
But I have been completely oblivious to and ignoring the ambient challenges that the non-physical presents to this life.
That's true.
And she has pretty much cut all ties with the physical because they're just interested in living lies.
That's true.
And that's gross. But she's trying to maintain this open connection to the higher dimensions and discovers to her horror that for the most part they too are just interested in living lies.
That's true.
And she has opened her doors to us, and we prove that we are basically not much
No
better.
better.
Well, not no better, not much better.
Thank you.
Not much better.
That's true.
All right, I get it. Let's correct the errors, and then close. Correcting the errors of body snatching for myself and all the 1,500. Correcting the errors of prejudice for myself and all the 1,500. And correcting the errors of a convenient lack of curiosity for myself and all the 1,500. Starting to waive the learner's permit, asking for the higher souls to make this work right, correct this, heal the root causes of this sadness and whatever it represents in such a way as to align all members of Team Takedown with our soul plans and provide a collective restart right now.
Make it right.
And part of making it right would be to continue to collapse the
That's true.
non-physical.
Condense down.
Condense down. I feel like I'm pulling down the circus
That's
tent.
true. That's what it feels like. Huge fabric.
Billowing.
Collapsing.